Hello all, welcome to Genius channel. We are going to see some previous year physics questions of NDA. So all of you read the question number 48. Read the question number 48. The plot given below represents displacement S of a particle with time t. The plot given below represents displacement of a particle with time t. The particle is. This is the question number 48. Okay, so we are given with the graph and there are four options: moving with uniform velocity, moving with acceleration, moving with deceleration, executing a periodic motion. So which is the correct option? The plot given below represent displacement of a particle with time t. Okay, so this is the graph. Displacement is here, time is here. So when you see, you can understand that this is not a straight line. So there is it is not uniform velocity. So the first option is wrong. If it was a straight line, we could say it is uniform velocity. But it's not a straight line, so we can say it is not uniform. So the first option we can remove. Then the second option, moving with acceleration. Third one, moving with deceleration, executing a periodic motion. Okay, so moving with deceleration is a wrong option, isn't it? Deceleration means the graph should come down, isn't it? Graph should come down. But here the graph is going up, so it is not deceleration. Then periodic motion means it should be like this. That means it should repeat. Periodic motion means it should repeat after certain time. So we cannot say it is a periodic motion. So moving with acceleration is the correct answer, because see, the graph is increasing, isn't it? Graph is increasing, not decreasing. So answer is moving with acceleration. So if there also an option like non-uniform velocity, that will also be correct. Okay, this is actually non-uniform velocity, and that means there is an acceleration. Velocity is undergoing some change. So moving to the next question. So here the answer is option B. Question number 49. A bullet of mass 20 grams is fired in the horizontal direction with a velocity of 150 meter per second from a pistol of mass 1 kilogram. Recoil velocity of the pistol is. Okay, so read the question. A bullet of mass 20 grams is fired horizontally with velocity 150 meter per second. Then we have a pistol of mass 1 kilogram. You have to find the recoil velocity of the pistol. So V2 you have to find out. Okay, so here what is this? This is in accordance with conservation of momentum, isn't it? Conservation of momentum. See, we have a pistol and a bullet is fired like this. So its velocity is 150 meter per second. Mass is 20 grams. Pistol velocity we don't know. We know the mass, that is 1 kilogram. So we'll use conservation of momentum. That is M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2. M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2. So one is in 20 grams, one is in gram, and another one is kilogram. We have to convert grams into kilogram. So Just substitute and tell me the answer. You can comment the answers. Once you get the answer, comment it. Options are 3 meter per second, 4 meter per second, 300 meter per second, 1/3 meter per second. So mass is 20. You have to convert that into kilogram. Velocity, that is 150. Okay, not 15, 150 is equal to M2 is 1 kilogram into V2 is what you have to find out. So find it out. Check what you get. So this will become 30/10, isn't it? So velocity is equal to 3 meter per second. Velocity is 3 meter per second. Okay, so 49, question number 49 answer is 3 meter per second. Okay, so this is in accordance with law of conservation of momentum. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Question number 50. Question number 50. A passenger in a moving train tosses a coin upward which falls behind him. A passenger in a moving train tosses a coin upward which falls behind him. It implies that the motion of train is. A passenger in a moving train tosses a coin upward which falls behind him. It implies that the motion of the train is. Options: accelerated, uniform, retarded along a circular path. So what does this indicate? Read the question carefully and comment your answers, all of you. Okay, so listen, passenger is tossing the coin up, but where it falls behind, isn't it? It falls behind means what? The train is moving forward, isn't it? Passenger, the train is moving forward, the coin will fall backward, isn't it? Once you toss it, isn't it? So what does that indicate? It indicates that the train is moving faster or moving in the forward direction, isn't it? It is moving in the forward direction. It is having an acceleration. So answer is option A. We cannot say whether the motion is uniform or non-uniform. Okay, we cannot, and it is not retarding. It is not retarding. If it is retarding, either it will fall on the same place. Okay, it will not fall behind him. Here, the coin will be having the tendency to remain in its state of rest. Okay, so when it try for that, the coin will move behind or fall behind him. Okay, so it is an accelerated motion. Train is getting accelerated. Okay. So now question number 50. Question number 51. Question number 51. Two cars A and B have masses MA and MB respectively. With MA greater than MB, both the cars are moving in the same direction with equal kinetic energy. If equal braking force is applied on both, then before coming to rest, what happens? That is what you have to find out. So we have two cars A and B having mass MA and MB with mass of A greater than mass of B. Both cars are moving with same equal kinetic energy. Equal kinetic energy they are having. Kinetic energy of both the cars are equal. Then if braking force is applied, what happens before it comes to rest? Okay, so read the options and find out the answer. Read the options. Options are A will cover a greater distance, B will cover a greater distance, both will cover the same distance. Distance covered by them will depend on respective velocity. Okay, now listen. Kinetic energy is equal. That means half ma v square is equal to half mb v square. Half ma v square is equal to half mb v square. We don't have any relation on their velocity. We don't have any assumption. Okay. Now here ma is greater than what? Ma is greater than mb. Ma is greater than mb. ma is greater than mb. So in order to satisfy this equation, see ma greater than mb, isn't it? So va should be less than vb, isn't it? Va should be less than vb. Okay, now see if equal braking force is applied on both. If equal braking force is applied on both, then before coming to rest. Okay, so we need to know whether A will cover more distance, B will cover more distance, or both will cover same distance. Distance covered by them will depend on their respective velocity. Since they are moving in same direction and they are given same force and they are having same kinetic energy, we can say both will cover the same distance. Both will cover the same distance. So option C is the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Question number 52. Question number 52. If the distance S is covered by a moving car in a rectilinear motion with a velocity v in time t is given by S is equal to Vt, then the car undergoes a uniform acceleration, a non-uniform acceleration, a uniform velocity, a non-uniform velocity. Okay, all of you try. Comment the answers. Okay, so here the car is undergoing rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion means what? Straight line motion, isn't it? And it is having some speed. Now listen. Here they have given S is equal to Vt. S is equal to Vt. Now from here velocity is equal to S by T. Isn't it? Velocity is equal to S by T. Now this is a linear equation. Isn't it? So surely we'll get a line when we plot. So a line in this graph indicates what? A line in this graph. See, S is equal to V. It is a linear equation, isn't it? No square, no cube, anything. So it's a linear equation. So surely if we draw, we'll get a line. So in the displacement time graph, if we get a straight line, what does that indicate? That indicates it is a uniform velocity. The velocity is uniform. Understood? Velocity is uniform. Okay, so here the answer is option C, a uniform velocity. Okay. So moving to the next question. Question number 53. Question number 53. A particle is moving with uniform acceleration along a straight line ABC. Straight line ABC. A particle is moving with a uniform acceleration along a straight line ABC, where AB equal to BC. the average velocity of the particle. So there it is moving in a straight line. ABC, where AB is equal to AC. AB is equal to AC. AB equal to AC. The average velocity of the particle from A to B is 10 meter per second. From B to C is 15 meter per second. The average velocity of the whole journey is. The average velocity of the whole journey means from A to C. What is the average velocity? All of you try that. We are given with the options 12, 12.5, 13, 13.5. I'll give you 30 seconds for doing this. Just tell me what you get. Okay, so what did you get? See, if you are not down here, you need to find the average velocities. Actually, average velocity is what? Total displacement by total time. This is the equation for average velocity. But when you are given with equal distance, see here EB equal to AC, BC. That means equal distance. You need not go for any other equation. You can use the formula 2V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. If distances are same, average velocity can be found out using 2V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. So here 2 into 10 into 15 by 10 plus 15. So that is what you will get. 2V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. Tell me what you get. Are you getting 12 meter per second? So this will become 20 into 15, isn't it? 20 into 15 divided by 25, isn't it? So 4, 5. So 3. So you'll get it as 12 meter per second. Option A is the correct answer. 2V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. 2 into 10 into 15 by 10 plus 15. Answer is 12 meter per second. Okay, understood? So in order to find average velocity when it is equal distance, what you can do? 2V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. Now if it is different distances, then you can use total distance by total time formula. Okay. So moving to the next question. Question number 54. Question number 54. The dimension of impulse is same as that of dimension of impulse is same as that of dimension of impulse is same as that of. So first of all, we'll see what is the dimension of impulse. What is the formula of impulse? Impulse is equal to F into delta T. Okay, F into delta T. Impulse is equal to F into delta T. So force we know, mass into acceleration. Mass into acceleration. So here a delta T. So what is the dimension of mass? Capital M. Acceleration. What is the mass? What is the dimension? L T raised to minus 2 into what is the, here also time, isn't it? So it is M L T raised to minus 1. Impulse will have a dimensional formula ml T raised to minus 1. Now, see here, if I am taking linear momentum, what is the equation for momentum? Momentum P is equal to mass into velocity. What is mass dimension? Capital M. Velocity is L T raised to minus 1. So momentum P is equal to momentum P has the dimensional formula ml T raised to minus 1. So impulse and momentum. Impulse and momentum will are having same dimensions. So answer is linear momentum. Now how to get the dimension of pressure? Pressure is equal to force by area. Okay, so force is MA. So ML T raised to minus 2 divided by area is L square. Isn't it? So that will become M L raised to minus 1 T raised to minus 2. So that is not same as impulse. Then the next one, this work is Fs. So force will have ML T raised to minus 2 into displacement will have L. So that will become ML square T raised to minus 2. So this is not correct. So answer is linear momentum. Linear momentum. So option D is the correct answer. Linear momentum. Okay. So see you all with another video. Thank you so much.